Okay, today I'm going to spend several minutes looking at Cambridge IGCSE Paper 2 Structured Questions. There's your code from the 2016 series. We will go through Section A and all of Section B, so it'll take several minutes looking at the mark scheme, looking at the examiner's report and how to maximise your marks. So let's get stuck in. So the case study this year was changes in car production, Section A. You have to answer this question. Go through the case study, have a good read, highlight, and then here's your questions on the bottom of that page. So, important that using the extract you identify two characteristics of monopoly. Scrolling up here, you can see there's high barriers to entry and sole producer. So, mark scheme. There you go, 1 mark each. Very straightforward. Question 2. Calculate the total output of cars in 2013. So I've highlighted the case study. 63% of total car output in 2013 was 250 billion. So do some jazzy mathematics and you should get 396 to 397. Okay, so 3 marks. He will accept anything between those numbers. Show your calculations, of course. What did the examiner say? Scrolling down. If 250 billion was 63%, then obviously 100% should have been greater than that. So 150 billion was definitely not the answer. Okay? And you need your calculator for that. Make sure you've got that. Next question for 2 marks. From the extract, very important, why wages in the UK fell in 2008. Well, in 2008, average wage of the car worker fell. In that year, the UK experienced a recession. 1 mark. Therefore, there was less demand for cars and therefore less demand for car workers. So you had to explain. Remember, that gets you a mark and then that gets you a mark. That will only get you 1 mark. Okay. Next question, question D. From the extract, 2 merits of a market system. So you have to use consumer sovereignty and innovation. Those are the 2 best answers. And then obviously another mark for explaining. So consumer sovereignty, consumers have the power to decide what's produced, another mark. Results in greater choice, another mark. Or innovation, improved quality, due to the profit motive, better products. So you must be giving those levels of analysis, levels of explanation for full marks. And as the examiner points out, if you're not using the extract, you're not getting the marks. So don't say lack of government involvement because that wasn't in the extract. Okay? Right, next question E. We'll go through this pretty promptly. 2 reasons in the extract why a decrease in employment may increase labour productivity. Tricky question. So what's in the extract on this one? Where have I got it here? There's the section in the extract. This was, here we go, this was despite output per worker increasing partly because some less skilled workers lost their jobs and the industry replaced some of these workers with capital equipment. So, mark scheme. Less skilled workers lose their jobs. They may have relatively low productivity. The industry has become more capital intensive. Machines are replacing workers. Enables output per worker to increase. Okay, there's 4 marks. Really, you should be saying all of those 4 points for 4 marks. Examiner. A common response, but not a reason given in the extract and therefore gaining no marks, may have been a common. What was was that remaining workers would be motivated to work harder in order to keep their jobs. It wasn't there, so you didn't get the marks. So you must be using the extract to get the marks. Okay. Next one, the marks getting higher. 5 marks for F. Discuss whether a declining car industry should be protected by the government. Should be. Discuss. So it's an evaluate question. So just look at the mark scheme for this. Five marks. You should have about 3 points, 2 or 3 points for it should, and 2 or 3 points for it shouldn't. Prevent unemployment, easy one. Will stop GDP falling. Industry may be strategic. Definitely those first two should jump to mind. Assist in exporting, which will be a positive on the balance of payments, positive on economic growth, positive on GDP. You got to link it to the objectives of the government. However, you've only got 3 marks so far. For another 2 marks, another 3 marks. It's inefficient use of resources. Opportunity cost. Government money could be better spent elsewhere. That's the big one, i.e. on health and education. So that well explained will get you 2 or 3 marks. It may also provoke retaliation from other countries if may impose trade restrictions if they see that it's difficult for their cars to sell in your country, or your cars are now cheaper in their country. Okay, so there's 2 or 3 reasons on each side, 2 or 3 reasons on the other side. Should get you 5 marks. Using the information again from the extract, 2 functions of commercial banks, 2 marks each. Commercial banks from the extract, what did we say here? Here we go. If you put all of that into your answer, that would be great application. Borrowers can borrow money, and also you can save. So that's exactly what you need to put in your answer. Provide loans for borrowers, enables customers to save, but they pay interest or get interest back. Easy 4 marks there. What did the examiner say? Credit card's not going to get you anything because it's not mentioned in the case study. Use the extract. You'll hear that a lot. Okay, last question. Discuss whether small car manufacturing firms can compete with the large firms. Now, looking at that question, I'm thinking it's discuss, so it's evaluate. Can compete, so there's going to be 2 sides, they can and they can't. Large car manufacturer, I'm thinking this is a economies of scale question, although it doesn't say it there. Go to the mark scheme. 6 marks, you'll get 3 or 4 marks that they can, and 3 or 4 marks that they can't. Small firms could be niche, and this would provide a market for them. Small firms can be better specialized product. Small firms may be subsidized. Large firms may be inefficient. And you may even experience external economies of scale if the small car producer is located beside the large car manufacturer. So some reasons that small car manufacturers could compete must be explained to get those marks. Then you want 2 or 3 marks to say, actually, average cost may be higher with small firms. They haven't got economies of scale. Large firms may have brand loyalty and have more barriers to entry on advertising. And large firms may force small firms out of the market by predatory pricing. If there's no mention of car manufacturing, you will only get 4 marks. Now the examiner on this one amazingly said a few people misrepresented the question to be one about small cars and big cars. So read the question, but really the real focus of that question was economies of scale. Okay, and that's section 1. Look at the next video for Section 2. Thank you.